just to go even deeper than this, and I know you asked us a very simple question, but to take that into a deeper way, there's a distinction that I like to use to really go deeper in terms of like leadership, culture, of who a person is, and it's called the bathtub distinction. And just for a moment, if you would just imagine like England winter, -3 degrees, and you take a bathtub, you fill it with boiling hot water, and you pour all this hot water into the bathtub. And if you leave that water for some time, I'm sure everybody knows that the temperature of the water will go down to the temperature of the environment that it's in. It doesn't matter how much hot water you put into that bathtub, the environment will bring the temperature of that bathtub, of that water, down to its temperature. And what I've discovered is most people are like that bathtub. Many people experience life just like that bathtub, because as they walk into an environment, that environment brings them down to who they are, immediately goes down to the level of the environment they're in. They're always in a place where the environment is influencing who they are. And over and over, we see this, that in order to, so they walk into an environment, people are hateful towards them, so they're hateful. They walk into an environment that's fearful, they're fearful. They walk into an environment that's pressured, they're under pressure. And this pattern goes over and over and over. But here's really what I truly believe, and this is really defines what a trailblazing leader is they are not the bathtub, they are that environment. And by that, I mean, when I walk into a room and somebody's hateful to me, I'm not hateful, I love them. And I don't love them because they're loving me. I love them because that's who I am. I do not change my behavior on the basis of how somebody else behaves. I do not alter my being, my identity based on what somebody else does. I do not lower who I am. I do not change the integrity of myself based on somebody else. If I walk into an environment and it's chaotic and there's chaos there, I am peaceful. And I'm peaceful because that's who I am. And I am peaceful because that peace that's within me, and by peace, I just mean a completeness, a wholeness, where I'm not like striving to doubt myself. There's just an acceptance of who I am. And it's good, bad, and ugly. There's a wholeness there, a completeness there, nothing kind of missing on the inside. I'm just connected. And that state doesn't change by what's happening outside. And what I've found is that when I walk into a room that's full of chaos, within 20, 30 minutes, peace has happened everywhere. Because I am the environment, not the bathtub. Yeah, please go on.
Yeah. And I think that there is so much profound truth in what you've just said, Ben. But I also know that from my work, that actually helping people to discover who they are, to really understand that it's about me on the inside that will influence what happens on the outside, as opposed to the other way around, can be a really difficult challenge for many people to come to terms with and accept, because actually that means that we have to take full responsibility for what is happening to us. And, sometimes it is just easier to blame the environment, to blame others, rather than take that full responsibility.